You're listening to the Yahoo Finance Small Cap Show, powered by Agoracom.com, the web's leading small cap portal.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the show. I'm Al O'Grady, and with us today is the Director and Executive Chairman of Evolving Gold, Mr. Robert Beck. Evolving Gold has a number of projects on the go with properties in Nevada, New Mexico, and Wyoming, where we'll be focusing our attention on in just a moment. In Wyoming, it has a property by the name of Rattlesnake Hills, where Evolving Gold has just finished a 6,500-meter drill program with more assay results to come out in the next few months. Evolving Gold trades on the TSX Venture Exchange under the symbol EVG. That's Edward Victor Gary. Mr. Beck, welcome to the program.
Al, thanks for having me.
Okay. Robert, let's jump right into this. Rattlesnake Hills in Wyoming. Why are you so bullish on that property?
Well, this has got almost everything that we could ever want on a property. We have the option to acquire 100% of it. It requires simply transferring of two options to the former owner of the property. So we own it 100%. It is easy access. It's a mining-friendly state. It's inexpensive to drill there. The land formation is easy to work with as opposed to Nevada. So it's just a great place to be. We've got 3,600 acres on this property. Our president and chief geologist, Dr. Quentin Hennig, loves this property. When he joined Evolving Gold, this was the property that he really, really pushed for. And he knew a lot about it. He had done a lot of research on it, and everything that he predicted would happen has happened.
Okay, it certainly sounds like you have all the planets in alignment, so to speak. As I said in my introduction, you had a recent 6,500-meter drill program. Maybe you can tell us more about that. Summarize that program.
That program started in June, ended in the end of October. We drilled 15 holes. 13 of them were in the North Stock target. So the one target in the north area of the formation, and that is the area that I'm going to talk about right now.
Okay.
We have two holes that are particularly interesting from a high-grade perspective. And what we're finding in this in Rattlesnake is that we have basically two areas that are of significant interest. One is the fact that we have high-grade mineralization, and just to give you an idea of what we're talking about here, I'm talking about 146 meters of 2.92 grams. That is phenomenal. We also have 65 meters away, along the same line there, 131 meters at 2.74 grams per ton. So that is high-grade and very impressive, and we still have 6 holes to go in terms of assays coming down the pike. Now, at the same time, around all these high-grade zones and these kinds of formations are halos of gold mineralization of lower gold values. But what we're talking about here is a huge volume of lower grade gold values. For example, 307 meters at 0.77 grams per ton, 274 meters at 0.65 grams per ton, 269 meters at 0.55 grams per ton. Now, just to give you a perspective on what that means, there is a very well-known mine called Cripple Creek, which is not very far. It's not very far from our Rattlesnake Hills project, and over the years they've mined in excess of 20 million ounces of gold there from their high-grade zones. But at the same time, Anglo Ashanti Limited is continuing to mine there, and they're mining the lower-grade gold mineralization to a cutoff of 1/4 of a gram per ton gold. So there are two different ways to mine this. One is the high grade, and the other is the low grade. and we just have a phenomenal volume of rock there.
Okay. Are you focusing, is this strictly a gold play, or are there other minerals such as copper and nickel also in the mix?
No, this is a gold play.
You had mentioned that this is easier than Nevada. I've talked to a number of presidents and CEOs of gold companies, and of course they're big on Nevada, but you like Wyoming. Why is that?
Well, we like this particular project, and this is a diatreme, alkalic diatreme, and these are extinct volcanoes. Quentin Hennig has a particular affection for these, knows a lot about them. And they're very prolific, and Cripple Creek is a really great example of what you can get out of a project like this.
Okay. Are you NI 43-101 compliant right now?
We do have a 43-101 on the property as it exists. Obviously, we don't have a resource as of yet.
Is this an area play, or are there other players in the area, or are you out by yourself? Give us some sort of idea in terms of your neighbors, so to speak.
Well, it's a good question. I mean, really, there's not a lot of. We're out there by ourselves. This is a very fertile project all on its own. This. I don't want to start to throw numbers around, but we see this as a very substantial gold field.
Where do you go from here? I know you've got a drill program looking at May to October of next year, but what's on your agenda?
We're looking to drill anywhere between 8,000 to 12,000 meters next year, anywhere between 25 to 35 holes. We'll have the plumbing of this geology figured out as soon as we get all the data in from the 15 holes that we drilled this year, and it will give us a very good idea of where to drill next year. So we're going to spend almost all our drilling efforts on this property, and the vast majority of our money. When I say money, I mean of our budget for next year.
Of course. What's your take on gold right now? Last time I checked, the date of today's recording, Wednesday, December 17th. But last time I checked, gold was over 8.25. What's your take on the gold commodity price situation?
It's hard for me to believe that gold is not something in times of uncertainty that people will value. I think it's in a commodity that is different in a different class. I'm not going to make any predictions personally, but I just would be very surprised if it didn't hold where it was or go higher. If it does go down, I would expect it would only go down temporarily and would bounce back up. I think there's too much attention on gold and too much nervousness in the marketplace, and that traditionally has been a sign of high gold prices.
Okay, we've been talking about Rattlesnake Hills. Any other projects on the back burner, or are you focusing all of your attention on Rattlesnake Hills at this time?
Rattlesnake is really our primary focus. We do have properties in Nevada. We've had a lot of success in Nevada. I'd like to talk a little bit about Nevada only because Nevada is what allowed us to raise a lot of money. Our chief geologist had a theory that the Getchell trend and the Carlin trend were once the same thing, and they were pulled apart in the same way that South America and Africa were pulled apart. A lot of people thought he was nuts, and we bet on him. We acquired 100,000 acres in between the Carlin and the Getchell trend, and in fact, when we drilled there, we found out that he was right. And in fact, there was gold at reasonable depth between the Carlin and the Getchell trend, and that got the market very excited. In fact, it pushed our price up to $2.60, and we raised $20 million in about 3 days. It's one of the reasons that we have as much money as we have today. Ironically, the market is not very interested in that kind of expensive and long-term greenfields play. So we are going to be concentrating on Rattlesnake, which is more advanced, and it's nearer term. We can see production a lot sooner than we could in Nevada. We made what is called a geological discovery, but it would take quite a while and a lot of money to get to an economic discovery. A year ago, the market was gung-ho and really hot for us to do it. Today, they want us to spend our money really carefully.
Right. Robert, that's it as far as the formal questions are concerned, but as always, I leave my guest with the last word. Any final thoughts, anything that you'd like to add right now?
Well, I would like to say that we do have $18 million in Treasury, thanks to that to the financing based on the Nevada results. We are positioned, very well positioned, to weather this market and to weather this economic storm, and we're going to be standing when the battle is over and when the dust clears.
Okay. On that note, Robert, I want to thank you very much for your time and sharing your thoughts with us about Evolving Gold.
Thank you, Al.
Okay. And Evolving Gold trades on the TSX Venture Exchange under the symbol EVG. That's Edward Victor Gary. And you've been listening to Robert Beck, Director and Executive Chairman of Evolving Gold, on today's Small Cap Show, produced by Agoracom. I'm Al O'Grady. Thanks for joining us.